welcome to Raising Me and Mine. It's Aisha. We are here. We have a podcast. And
Audrey, if you didn't know, the name is Audrey. And yeah, we're really excited to be here, aren't we? Because it's been a long time coming, hasn't it? Like how we were going to develop Raising Me and Mine.
Yeah. It was at first I was like, do we do a podcast? Do we not?
Yeah.
But yeah, we're here. We're very, very happy to be here.
So Aisha's a bit nervous. Like, obviously, like if you follow the receipts, then you know that obviously I already do a podcast.
Yep.
Do you know what? Don't worry about it. Like, you're doing amazing. You've got nothing to be nervous about. We're speaking to our community. Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
But obviously doing it on camera is...
It's completely different.
It's completely
But like when we went
different.
on Entry Level Mums, that was so chill.
Yeah, because we don't have to navigate it.
So, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like you don't
so.
have to. And this is also just like episode 1. It's a bit of a pilot. So we just wanted to bring it to you guys to see how you felt about Raising Me and Mine being a podcast platform. Yeah. And yeah, the things that we talk about on Instagram and the things that we share within the community, we just thought we'd bring it to life and bring it to screen.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're very, very excited to be here. So I think we should start at the very beginning.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Raising Me and Mine kind of just exploded. It just came. It just came out of nowhere.
And I don't think we really gave like a full explanation of sort of what we were or what we were doing.
No.
I think we did. There were a few posts
what was
where
our
it was
first
like
post? I can't even remember.
It was like that WhatsApp message.
Oh yeah,
remember?
Yeah.
And that, to be fair, that WhatsApp message was how Raising Me and Mine was created, really.
Exactly.
And it was just sort of like somewhere to where mums can just vent, like just be anonymous and talk about the things that you you're not supposed to say out loud, basically. The things that people think that, you'll be a bad mum if you say, oh, your kid's getting on your nerves or your husband's irritating you or, I don't know, your co-parenting is going terrible. And we always used to bitch about...
our group chat's a mess.
about motherhood. And that is how Raising Me and Mine came about, really. I said, I had a name for it. I had an idea about doing something, but weren't sure exactly how to do it. And then obviously you and your expertise was like, let's do it like this, let's do a page. And then as we started posting, it was like, I think under one of the first posts, people was like, get a brunch, we want a brunch.
Yeah.
Like we want a brunch. And it was like, oh, already?
Yeah, exactly.
Like an event. And then, we got to doing brunch.
Exactly. I feel like we've just hit the
ground running. Yeah.
With this whole brand. Like Aisha was saying, literally, it was just our group chat. And we were just talking shit about being mums, really, and just like complaining and just doing whatever. And I think I can't remember who said it, but it was just like, if this was to get leaked, like everyone would think we're terrible people kind of thing. And then I feel like that's how the idea was just like, there must be other mums that feel the same way, that just want a space to just air out their issues or their complaints. But every single time something wild is said, there's always someone that resonates. Because we're in a couple of group chats together and people, and sometimes, when they say there's no such thing as a stupid question, I feel like that is so true.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm just going to ask, like, if my friends judge me, then I'm, what the hell? Like, and I've never ever felt judgment, and there's always been someone else that's either had the answer or someone that wanted to ask the same question. And I just feel like with Raising Me and Mine, a lot of, and don't get me wrong, there's so many mummy platforms and it almost feels like an oversaturated market, but a lot of it, like, and what we wanted to do was not tell people how to parent. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Or
give
exactly.
parenting advice. I feel like, and that's amazing because trust and believe I use those platforms and need those platforms, but just somewhere that just feels like non-judgmental. Yeah. And just safe to just say all of the things.
And doesn't make you feel like you're failing.
Yeah.
Because a lot of those other platforms, like I said, as amazing as some of the women that I follow that are doing incredible things, and I definitely take like notes and stuff. Sometimes I watch their videos or posts and be like, oh my God, like I should be doing this. Or like the other day we had somebody submit into Mum's the World and she was saying that her 2-year-old isn't talking yet. And that's off of like seeing other things on social media or whatever. And then you're like, oh, my kid should be talking or whatever. But that's not the case. Like everybody's kid goes at a different pace 100%. And stuff. And then probably in her circle, maybe people are looking at her like, oh, why is he not talking? Instead of offering that support. So being able to have Raising Me and Mine there for people to submit things like that and get support, because the comments was people were being so nice,
so helpful.
Like people were being so nice and giving her really, really good advice. And maybe he does need some additional, he or she does need some additional support. But maybe it's just that sometimes kids know how to do things and they just choose not to do them.
They do. I saw a post. Shout out to Jack. She lives in Canada. And I actually met her a couple of years ago because she has a podcast and she interviewed me on the podcast. Oh, nice. And we've just been cool ever since. And she's like a regular Raising Me in Mind. Anyway, she had this video that's kind of gone viral. So she lives in Canada, but she lives in like a French-speaking part of Canada. I can't remember.
Okay.
And this is her video. It's already out there. And she basically said that, like, you know, she put her daughter in a nursery where the main language is French because she wanted her daughter to improve in her French, blah, blah, blah. So she was having a catch up with the teacher and she was kind of like, you know, how's she getting on? Like, how's her French? And then the teacher was like, just looking at her confused, like, what do you mean, how's her French? And she was like, oh, you know, because at home we speak English and, you know, we try to speak to her in French and she looks at us confused. And then the teacher was like, she speaks fluent French. The teacher was like, what do you mean at home? Like, she was like, no, when she's here, she speaks French. She understands French. She understands, you know, when we give her instructions in French, she fully gets it. So that just reminded me of what you said about, like, sometimes kids, they be knowing things.
They
and
do.
They
that happened with Ish.
Yeah.
He, at nursery, for the longest time, I didn't think he could eat like red meat, like beef or anything. Remember?
Yeah.
And then every time they'd be like, oh yeah, he had like beef tagine and like rice or something. And I'm like, how's he eating that? He has no back teeth. Like, what are you talking about? But he fully was eating it. At home, he just will not.
Yeah.
So yeah, kids do things at their own time, and it's just, so yeah, I love that Raising Me in Mind allows mums or carers or aunts or women that want to have children to come and ask questions and stuff. And I think that for both of us, that was a big thing, why we started the platform.
Yeah, definitely.
For it to be really welcoming, non-judgmental, and fun. Like, I don't want banter. You still have your own identity. Yeah. More than anything, we're leading on the mum-parent part, not the kid. It's more about like self-care for mum, carer, person who wants to be a mum. So yeah, I love that we've definitely done that. Yeah,
I totally agree, especially what you were saying about it being inclusive, because we do also want it to target people that are carers, that are not necessarily direct parents, and people that want to be mums as well. And I feel like sometimes those people can be excluded from certain mummy spaces. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And it's just like, oh, there's nothing for me to see here. But I feel like with Raising Me in Mind, it's giving you an insight as to what's to come. Yeah. You know? And yeah, everybody's welcome. And so I feel like that is a great springboard to talk about the brunch. Like, how did we get to brunch? Because we started the platform, we started the Instagram page. It took off, I would say, quite quickly.
Quite quickly, yeah.
Because we were really surprised. I mean, we didn't think we were going to get as many followers as what we have. And I know obviously
not in the time frame,
not in the time frame.
Like, no way.
And of course, everything's relative. But to us, like, we're really like just gassed with our following. Yeah. Because again,
3 months.
3 months.
3 months. We've had a sold out event in 3 months.
Exactly.
We have really good engagement. So yeah, but
the
brunch
engagement
was
is through the roof.
So good.
Yeah, and it was like, so we're making our posts. You know, the platform's doing well on Instagram and, you know, TikTok and stuff like that. And then it was just like, oh, what's next? And then events, obviously, like, that's not, I feel like events is definitely something that we knew we wanted to do. Yeah. But then people were really putting a battery in our backs about doing a brunch, isn't it? And then you messaged me with like some venue options. And I was like, all right, let's go. Like, let's do this.
Yeah, because I thought, when I saw the messages in the comments and people saying like, oh, we want a brunch, you know, people say like they want a brunch and it's like, okay, yeah, we'll put it out and then no one's gonna care or whatever. But then the more I'd like mention it on stories or whatever, and the people were like, yes, we want a brunch. No kids, just us. So yeah, I knew obviously Tropics. I had been there before.
Shout out them.
Big shout out to Tropics.
Yeah, amazing.
And then when I called them and then they were so supportive, I was like, yeah, Audrey here. Let's go. Let's start planning something. Yeah. But yeah, brunch happened. It was sold out.
Oh my God, it was so much fun.
So much fun. I don't think I've been that hungover in a long time, you know.
Like, okay, I wasn't hungover.
No, however, I was hangover.
I feel like I danced like David danced.
Yeah, I was shattered. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe that's what it was. Yeah. I was tired for like 2 days.
Yeah, I actually danced. And I feel like there's something about just being in a an all-female space.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? That just makes you feel like you can just let loose.
Yeah.
No one really cares. I mean, everyone showed up and showed out and looked amazing, but you're not really that conscious of how you look or looking silly, and you're just dancing and just having a good time.
Yeah.
And like, it was everything that I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
Like, it was everything that I envisioned it being. Like, mum's gone wild, friends of gone wild, aunts gone wild, whoever it was, because there was people there that didn't have children as well, and they had a blast, and they're absolutely more than welcome. It really was for anybody to attend. And yeah, we really just let loose. I feel like the vibe of the venue just set the tone
completely,
because, and you know, and then shout out Carla, the venue manager, because she would like set off the smoke alarms, and it was really giving like school disco.
Smoke machine was
school disco in, you know, 06, or I was not in school in 06. I was definitely in second year of uni in 06.
No, was I second? Where was I? 06. I was at uni though.
Yeah, I was definitely in uni.
Definitely.
But it just reminded me, it was just giving me school disco vibes. And those like, you know, Croydon club nights kind of thing. But no, it was such a blast. The DJ smashed it. The music was perfect.
So good. And the fact that when I was telling people that we didn't book the DJ. The DJ came with the venue.
He came with the venue.
There was like, wait, he fully got with the theme and everything. I was like, yeah, he came with the venue, but he absolutely will be the resident DJ
100%
for any event we do, because he was so, the attention to detail to the certain things he was saying and the music he was playing and how he was dropping certain things and conversations. It was so good. Like it was great.
Yeah.
I haven't asked you this yet actually. What was your highlight from brunch?
Oh, the highlight of the brunch.
What was your highlight of brunch? From brunch?
My highlight, honestly, I've got two. I've got like a serious one and an unserious one.
Yeah.
The unserious one was when we were doing the conga line. That was hilarious because we actually went outside the venue.
We went outside, I took you guys outside.
That was so
I could hear you laugh.
funny.
I think it was like 5 people behind me and I could hear you in hysterics.
I was cackling because that is my kind of fun, like getting in a conga line. Is it conga line? Conga.
Yeah.
And then, what's the one where you go under a stick? So I always get the two confused.
We should have done limbo.
There's limbo and
the venue was perfect for limbo. If we had the limbo
stick. Oh my God, it was such a vibe.
Yeah, that was good.
That would have definitely
And you know what I loved
worked.
about that? Everyone did it.
Everyone did it. Like no one was too cool to get involved or whatever. So the conga line was hilarious. But then also I think, you know, a more serious highlight was just seeing everything come together.
Yeah.
Because like planning an event is like, it's not easy. Do you know what I mean? It's a lot of like extra curricular work and stuff like that. And, you know, I feel like you underestimate the amount of like just the going back and forth and all the rest of it and the planning and the this and the that. So I just seeing it come together from an idea to actually come into fruition, like that was so sick to me. Like that was a big, big highlight. I was like, raw, like, you know, got a venue, managed to get brands on board, managed to, you know, like get a sick DJ, sell out, really good food, really good music. Like it was just fun.
Yeah.
And,
it was so smooth. And shout out Noreen because
oh my God, shout out our friend Noreen, man. She was amazing.
Event planner, manager.
Like I felt so bad, because there were times that I was sitting down
and she was running around.
And she would be running around talking to the event, making sure that people had scanned and signed in, and this person have a goodie bag, and that table doesn't have their food yet, and it's just like I should be doing that.
Literally, you paid for a ticket to come here, lady.
She paid for a ticket as a mate to come support us. Like bought her ticket, she didn't even get in for free. She will definitely be free for the next one.
I think indefinitely because if this is how she's going to be running around doing stuff.
So shout out her, she was amazing. Yeah. So those were my highlights. What about you?
My highlight was, again, the same as you. I think just seeing it all come. I think my highlight was at the end when it was like, oh, it's finished. Like people didn't want to leave.
They didn't want to leave.
And
we were like, to the bitter end. I know where I was like,
hello, it's time to go. So that was cool. But also, there was at one point when we were eating, I stood up and looked around, and there was like so many different people talking. And I knew they didn't know each other. They were like at the bar or like sitting at a table laughing. And I was like, this is exactly why we did it. Like they're meeting new people. They're very comfortable. Everyone seems to be having a blast. And also another highlight actually is that I heard people being really vulnerable with each other. Like people was getting advice from each other about really serious things. Not just surface level things. Like they were actually really opening up to each other. And you don't know any of us from Adam, do you know what I mean? So 100%. To actually create that was proof that we've actually created a very safe space. And they trust us.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't come and do that. People came by themselves.
Yeah, that
like,
part. I love people that go to events by themselves.
Yeah.
I would actually absolutely do it if there was something that I wanted to go to.
Yeah.
I'm not going to wait around for people to just like be long and buying tickets and stuff like that. And it was just, it was so nice, as you were saying, the fact that people made connections was really, really nice. And I find sometimes it is easier to like kind of open up to strangers because there's no bias, there's no, it's completely objective.
Yeah.
And so, that was definitely a big thing as well. People absolutely left there having made friends.
Yeah.
And it's just like, if you're a mummy, like we can all do with more mummy friends.
Absolutely.
Like, I feel like we're really privileged. Like obviously we have each other, but a lot of our friends had babies around the same time, didn't they? So we've got a really massive mummy circle, but not everybody has that.
No.
And it really is like a blessing to have that.
It really is, especially if you've got friends who don't have children yet, and they're in that circle as well. And that goes for the women that came that don't have children.
Yeah.
They were able to like mingle and start to build friendships and stuff, and also get support, because sometimes like we don't know if some of the women there are not mums because maybe they've had miscarriages or whatever. So true. And then in that space, I've been there where you feel like you don't have anyone to talk to. There's no, like, where do you go? Do I talk to people that are mums or do I go and talk to a counsellor or something? But being in that environment, all the women there would understand like where you are, and they'd be like, it's gonna happen for you. Don't worry, and they stay like in contact with you. Yeah. So I think it's good that they came as well. Yeah. The ones that don't have children.
Absolutely, and especially at the moment, because there's such a like, I don't know. I find online this very divisive culture between mums and non-mums. And I don't like it.
I don't like to weaponize the fact that I'm a mother.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
Because they kind of like throw it back in your face.
Exactly. And it's such a hard one because I haven't even been a mum that long. But like, so I proper remember being on the other side of it. But I guess it was a bit different for me because I always knew I wanted it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like the divide I'm talking about is like this whole child-free and childless thing. Yeah. And like, I guess child-free women are people that don't want children and they've kind of made that decision. And people that are childless might want them and they just don't have them yet. But like, I just feel like there's such a, I don't know, and it's probably some sort of agenda. I don't know, I'm getting in my hotep bag, but to just cause this division. And there doesn't have to be. And I get it, like, not all mums are perfect. Like, there can be mums that are very smug and that maybe sometimes project a bit and they do this thing of like, they're secretly unhappy, so they try to project it onto women that don't have children because they feel like maybe that's the only thing that they've got. Yeah. And sometimes in order to like uplift themselves, they feel like they need to tear someone else down. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And I definitely know that that's a thing. Like sometimes people are crying out for help and, their way of kind of dealing with it, instead of being like, do you know what, I'm struggling, I actually don't really enjoy motherhood, it's to shame other people. Do you know what I mean? So that's, I'm never going to sit here and say that mums are perfect all the time and we're not always smart, like we can't be smug and stuff like that, because there's definitely some rotten apples in the bunch. But then there's also this wave that I keep on seeing of people that like, they've maybe chosen to be child free, which I completely respect. I think that if you don't want to have kids, you shouldn't.
No, absolutely.
And I think we should normalize it. And I don't think we should pressure those individuals, because it goes for men as well. It goes for whoever. I don't think we should pressure those people. I don't think we should look at them sideways or ask them all these weird follow-up questions. I feel like if someone says they don't want to have kids, respect it and keep it moving. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And so I feel like also on the other side is this thing of like people shaming mums as well. And I'm just like,
yeah, like, you don't need to do you can't do that. You're a mum.
We don't need to do all of that on the flip side. So yeah, I just think we should just be respectful of people's life choices at the end of the day. And I think that sometimes people, because mums complain a lot, so they maybe make it seem unattractive. And so I'm really here for the positive stories as well. And funnily enough, I saw on TikTok this woman and she was just like, I love being with my kid. Yeah. She was like, I love being with my kid. She was like, people are always asking her, oh, I'll take your daughter off your hands. And I don't think that those people are coming from a bad place at all. No. But she was just like, no, you don't need to. Like, I actually love being with my kids. Yeah. And, of course, like we complain and there's a lot of hard times and there's a lot of trying, testing times. But I think for the most part, I mean, I can only speak for myself. Like, I love it. Do you know what I mean? I think that there's definitely more
highs than lows.
Lows.
There's way more.
We just are more vocal about the lows. And even when I'm complaining, that it's really actually quite funny.
Yeah, it's comedic. It's like, what's the word?
Comical.
Comedic. Yeah, comical.
Yeah,
It's not me being actually dead serious that I'm like, I'll get this kid away from me kind of thing. Exactly. It's actually comical, yeah.
Talk to the people about Ishi and like, you know, he's the apple of your eye. And your journey.
Yeah, he's a ball of energy. He is free. He's obviously, you know that.
Yeah.
He's free, and he's just such a character. He's so. I never ever thought I'd have a son. I always thought I'd have a daughter. So it spins me that I have.
I know. I was with you when we went for the
thing.
Yeah,
you was. yeah. Audrey came with me to get my scan. Audrey and our friend Annie came to find out what I was having. And I was so adamant. And it was so funny because when the sonographer said, you're having a boy, we were all like, oh.
Because she was so convinced. I think that in turn we were also convinced. But I don't believe any of those urban legends about, oh, your bump size is this or your bump is oval or it's lean. I don't listen.
Do you know what? If I'm honest with myself, I knew I was having a boy.
Really?
My gut told me I was having a boy. And to counter that, I went and bought pink vests.
Because you're like, I'm not going to buy the things and then
I was like, no, I'm buying.
Yeah.
And he wore the pink vest, actually. He did. I put him in the pink vest.
Because those things are expensive.
But Ishi is my first kid after 4 miscarriages. Maybe I'll talk about it more on another episode or something. We can talk about stuff like that. But after 4 miscarriages, Ishi came along, and he came along with full fire.
He sure did.
Full force. But he was such a chill baby. He was so cool. He would go to anyone. Now he's very clingy to me though. But I think that's because it's just me and him, innit?
And they go through phases as well.
Yeah. But he's so clingy to me now. But he was such a chill baby. I don't even know how to describe him. He's just so funny.
Yeah.
He's so smart.
Yeah,
he is so smart.
He's so intelligent.
He knows every animal in the world. Sea creature. He's memorized words so he can read.
Yeah.
Because I know for a fact he's not doing any phonics. And when I'm reading him a book and there's a word that we've never come across, he'll literally stop and look at me say,
you better fill
lady,
it in.
fill in that word. But he's good, man. He's everything that I prayed and wished for.
Yeah,
more than that.
Yeah.
But it's motherhood is very testing, especially because, and not testing because of him, but I think for me, I wanted to be a mum so much, and I was with someone for such a long time, and then when it came, that didn't work out. So it was like trying to get over that I'm doing it by myself, all that sort of stuff. But then also try and appreciate that you've got this blessing. What you wanted, actually, you've got it.
Yeah, facts.
And I think a lot of single mums or like solo mums, it can get lost in that. People are always like, just appreciate the fact that you've got a kid, but it's like, no, my relationship broke down also, or it's still hard, like I do it by myself, like I also want another adult in the house.
Of course, yeah.
But people always like, oh, but you've got your child, and you do have your child, but it doesn't take away from the fact that I would like to believe most people want to have a family. Like you want mum, dad in the house with your child. So but Ishi's good, man. Happy boy. At nursery. We are currently moving.
Yeah,
which
is going on at the
great.
moment.
I know so much is going on. Yeah, I'm moving house, so that's very interesting. We were just talking about costs of decorating.
Mate, cost of everything is just
which is
through the
insane.
roof.
But
and
Anaya, a little Anaya.
No, I love Ishi. I just have to give him his flowers. Ishi can do no wrong in my eyes. Since the day that boy has been born, everything is Aisha's fault.
Yeah, it literally is. I'll be like, oh my God, Ishmael's done this, and Audrey will be like, yeah, but are you sure it was him?
Yeah, exactly. She'll be like, oh, he pooped in the bath. And I was like, was he the only one in there? Or, are you sure it was him? Like, because I'm going to need more proof than that, because I won't have no one speaking down on my Ishi.
Yeah.
He's like, Mum, I love him so much. Like, he's such a good kid. Like, he's so smart. I love him. Like, he's my own. I remember when he was, oh my God, so chunky and chocolate.
Yeah, do you remember?
Oh my God, I've got this picture of him in like a bow tie and like a sweater vest and jeans, and it is literally the cutest picture.
I always look at the picture. It always comes up in my memories when we went to Harry's with Natalie.
Oh yeah.
And he's wearing the green and stuff. He was like proper little chunky little thing.
Chunkster then.
Yeah,
gorgeous. Yeah, that's my baby.
He is growing so quickly.
I know, 3 mentor. I proper remember when you were pregnant with him. I remember your baby shower like it was yesterday. And yeah, because during your baby shower, I was going through my own ordeals. I didn't know when the hell, like,
and
motherhood.
look how
Exactly.
look at what's happened.
One thing about my journey to motherhood, and like you said, we will delve into all of this later.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
they're both really, really good stories, and I feel like they deserve like the integrity of a full episode to like really unpack it all and blah blah blah. So we'll definitely talk. This is just a little teaser of like what's to come. This is a little pilot, just introing you guys to the fact that we're doing a podcast and what's to come. But yeah, I think it's really, I love hearing pregnancy stories, birthing stories. I love them, and even before I had an Aya, I was always very interested in it because it's so different for everybody.
Yeah, it's very different.
Like, it's actually like, it's crazy. Like, no, you know, road to motherhood story, no pregnancy story, no birthing story is like the same.
And it's literally for every pregnancy. So even for you, like how your pregnancy and birthing story is for Anaya may not be the same for your next one.
It better not be, because that was hell on earth. But yeah, like at your baby shower, I was in the thick of my separation with my husband. Oh my God. And I just didn't know what was going to happen. Like, I could have never predicted that 2 years later, I would be like pregnant and, you know, have a daughter. Like, just
it wasn't
never.
even 2 years.
It wasn't, was it?
It was, the
been like
baby
a year
shower
later.
was in May.
She was born in...
No, in May.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Excuse
at
me.
the end of that year,
Is it?
you were pregnant because you was pregnant at Ishi's first birthday.
Oh, yeah, I was, wasn't I?
So
that was
from
at
May-
your mum's in the garden.
Yeah. So from May to,
My God.
you got pregnant in October.
I got pregnant in December. Yeah.
So that year, imagine how quickly that happened
Mad,
when you didn't know what was going to...
Back then, when I was at the baby shower, stockpiling
You
my
looked
plate.
fire though.
I did. I looked really
You
nice
looked
that day.
fire that day.
And I was eating so good at your baby shower. Oh my God, like, I had mountains of food.
And I hardly ate, and everyone was like, the food was banging.
The food was so good. Like, I just remember there was like fried chicken.
Yeah, there was a lot
God,
of food. My family went in.
Fried rice. I was eating for two. Like, it felt like I was eating for two. And then, exactly. So then that year I would have gotten pregnant, but you could have never told me that at the time.
And you know what? Saying it back now, I remember where you were at that when I was pregnant. And that's crazy that it was that year.
It's insane. That's why I was even thinking 2 years later, and it really wasn't.
No.
Because
it was
not even issue, only basically a year apart, right?
Yeah.
So, that's crazy.
That's so fast.
Yeah, that's
I didn't even
actually
realise that.
I just
Things can
know
move
that.
quick.
So I would have moved back home November time, and then I was on the road to trying to get pregnant. Like, I wasn't even trying to waste no time. I was just I didn't feel like I had time to waste, because even prior to that, I had gone and done a fertility MOT.
Yeah, I remember we went together.
And I was so scared for that. And I just feel like throughout my whole pregnancy, fertility, everything, you've been there. Like, you're like my fertility bestie. Like, you're like,
because I've bloody been through the
friend.
wars
Like, you have,
for
like,
everything.
and you're so knowledgeable about stuff. Do you know what I mean? Like, you know, like, you know, the science behind things, as well as, like, you know, the emotional side behind things as well. And so, yeah, you really held my hand throughout all of that stuff, because I was so scared. I was like, I know I need to go and get my, you know, do a fertility MOT just so that I know where I am on the scale.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So that worst case scenario, we were putting in legwork to fix it.
Absolutely,
if there was anything I needed to do. And I knew that that was the right thing to do, but it's just so
It's scary,
hard.
it's
so
scary.
scary.
It
Because
is
you're just
scary.
like, especially when it's something that you really want. I feel like if I was a bit indifferent about having kids, and whatever, do you know what I mean? But when you know you definitely want it, you know, it's scary getting those results back.
It's so scary.
So much of all of this stuff, and it wrongly so, is like connected to your womanhood in a weird way.
Yeah.
And like, I'm really trying to disassociate all of that stuff, because, you know, it's part of it, but it's not.
It's not the be all and end all. There's so much you being a woman.
100%.
It's not just, if you can have a child at the drop of it. People don't understand how much intricacy and how, like, delicate pregnancy is to get from impregnation to giving birth. Before I had my first miscarriage, I thought that you just got pregnant, you have a baby, end of. I didn't know half of the things that would happen in between, and that happened to me over those 4 miscarriages. So that's why I'm such an advocate about it for all of you guys, all my friends, family and stuff, because I'm like, if I've gone through it and I know what it was like, so if I can avoid people like preventing it or being knowledgeable about where they're at, then I'm all good with that. And that's why I put it on Raising Me a Mind. I'm like, guys, go and get a fertility MOT.
Do it.
Get a health check, whatever. Even if it's not just a fertility one, like just as women, men, whoever, just go and get yourself checked out, because prevention's better than cure.
Yeah, basically.
You don't want to find out when it's proper kicked in.
When you're trying, like when you're proper actively trying.
Exactly, yeah. Prevention is better than cure. At least, you know, you can go and they can tell you whatever it is you need to know and you can work on from there. But being completely blinded or blindsided, when you get to that point, like, you have to be well informed. And we spend so much money on so much other things.
Exactly.
That I'm sure we can spare like the £200 to go and get that check out, if being a parent is what you want, if you want to do it. But also, even if it's not, just go and get checked out to make sure you're all good, man.
Definitely. I couldn't agree with that more. And I was really glad when I went, and it was, you know, as good as the results could be, you know, but all I knew was that it just gave me some time, because I was so stressed out about it during my separation. I was like, okay, if I'm potentially starting again, like, what does this all look like? Where am I at on the scale, kind of thing? And it just took until I could now just concentrate on just fixing my marriage. Because that I could just put that to bed for a little bit. You know? And so I'm really big on that. And this is something that we'll explore on this podcast as well, what it looks like doing it a bit later. Because I guess, like, how old are you when you had, is she?
35.
You were 35, yeah. So I was 37 when I had Anaya. And in, I guess, the world of, like, pregnancy and stuff like that, we're done. Like, they call it a geriatric pregnancy at 35, which is, the language is so crazy, isn't it? But they do. And, you know, you're automatically high risk as a, you know, as a mum at 35 or over. And then it kind of like, they tell you that you're very high risk, and then the more sort of scans stuff you have, it kind of lessens and lessens and lessens. And
but like, even those scans are scary when they're like, oh, we've got to check for this, we've got to check for that. And you're just sitting there waiting for these results and stuff. But if you were 30 or if you were 32, they wouldn't do those checks.
Exactly.
But the moment you turn 35, I wonder what they're like, if that changes, if the age has ever changed, if it was younger before, or if it's getting pushed back. Like, I would love to know that, because why is the number so hard hitting on 35?
I don't know. I guess it's something to do with just the quality of eggs at that age.
But what, as soon as you turn 35, it just plummets?
I think they're constantly plummeting. But then it's just like, they're constantly plummeting.
I know that you're born with all your eggs.
You're born with all of your eggs, and you're never going to get more.
No.
Do you know what I mean? So, you know, we'll do the science on that and come back to you guys. But I don't know. And that is something that I'm really, really fascinated by, because I guess it's one of those things where everyone is different, because you hear all of these stories about, and we know, like, we've got friends that were 40 and got pregnant. Their
pregnancies are easier than
exactly,
mine.
and had no issues getting pregnant, you know, and going through to the end of the pregnancy and stuff like that. And people doing that at 40, 41, 42. You know, you always hear people that are like, my mum was 45 and she conceived me, and it was, so you just never know. And then you can be 21 and have fertility issues. You just never know. But I think it's just like a general thing that, like, the quality of your eggs, and even the quality of the men's sperm, by the way,
because that's
lot
something
of the time, that we don't talk about very often, that also deteriorates. So it's like, men can go on for many years to produce children, but the quality of the sperm also does decline. So I would love to know more, and I will definitely, like, get some sort of expert or something to come on here and, like, talk about these things. And what we'll do is we'll get you guys to send in any of your fertility questions. Then we'll get an expert, and then we will do an episode on that. So I think it's like something that, like I said, is so fascinating to me. Like, this whole thing of, like, doing it later. And I had an Ira at 37, and I wouldn't change it for the world. By the time I have another one, because I definitely do want to have another one, I will definitely be 40.
Do you know what? I'm so glad you said that, because on my way here, I was thinking to myself, I actually do want another child.
Yeah.
I keep saying I don't.
Yeah, because to be fair, you've maintained. Since you were pregnant, I feel like you've been like, I'm done, one and done. And this is the first time I've heard you say that you're kind of open to having another one.
I was like, I could actually have another one, you know?
Yeah. Listen, you're an amazing mum. So,
thanks.
Like, why wouldn't
So are you?
Thanks, babe. So I think, definitely. And I think Ish would be the sickest big brother.
Yeah, I think
Bossy, but sick.
Yeah, I think I'd have to get him to like 5.
Yeah. Because he'll be more. Yeah, because I always hear, like, my friends that have had second kids. Yeah, one of my friends, she was basically like, their daughter was absolutely fine when she was pregnant. Everything was fine, but the the minute the baby came. And actually, she was fine up until she had to go nursery when the baby was here. Because she was like, why ain't he going?
Why am I?
And then that's when she started kind of acting up. So I always find those stories so funny. And then I've had like another friend of mine that was just like, the big brother was not on it at all. Like literally was just like, anytime you were like, oh, mummy's, there's a baby in mummy's tummy, he would just like give her a dirty look and be like, no, like I'm not interested. So I'm really curious to see how Anaya will be. I've started saying it to her. Like I'll just be like, oh, Anaya, brother or sister? And she'll be like, sister. And I'm like, okay, Anaya, sister or brother? And she's like, brother. I'm like, oh, you don't know what you're saying, girl. But she's like, every now and then she'll just be like, sister. And so I'm like, okay, you want a sister? I mean, listen, I would love to have a son next.
Oh, so you got one of each.
So I've got one of each, but whatever I have next is party done. After
You're done,
that.
yeah?
Like,
two
and
it's
like
so expensive,
two and done.
Like
I'm not even playing around.
It's so expensive.
And Nick's just like, okay, if the next one's a girl, then we shoot for a boy. And I'm just like, because listen,
yeah,
I could go on to like Kingdom Come.
They can keep going. They're like, yeah, let's try again. But
I'm like, no, like you don't understand the toll it takes on your body. Also, we could keep on going, and then what if I end up with twins? What if I end up with another girl? I'm not taking that risk. I just want Anaya to have a sibling. I don't care what the gender is.
Yeah.
So long as she has a sibling and I can experience having two, and then I'm good.
Yeah, I agree, man. I'm not chasing a girl.
I don't care about.
If I have another boy, great. That's even better because you both could just go off and play together. You've literally got each other. If I have a girl, great.
Yeah,
but like,
exactly.
If I do have another one, that's it. Yeah, stop there.
It's two.
Unless I'm so in love and that man has got bang.
We win the lottery.
Yeah.
Because I think that, I love being a mum and all the rest of it. But for me, I think one of the hardest things I've had to grapple with is the freedom aspect. Because even like, I've just got the one daughter. Do you know what I mean? And I'm really lucky that my village is really hands-on. Like, for example, my dad's here from Ghana. He lives in Ghana and he's here. And so, he's watching her now and that's nice. But it's like, and she's in nursery, thank God. But it's hard.
It's so hard.
It's hard. Like,
you need to outsource help, man.
Bro, like trying to find someone to take on 3 children. Like, I just feel like if you have more than 2,
nobody's taking them.
No, who's
my mum will be like,
exactly. Even my mum that begged me to have children and went on and on about being the only person in her whole world that's not a grandma. Even her, like, she's ducking my calls these days.
Yeah. I remember when I was pregnant with Ishmael and like I was going through it emotionally. And I remember I was like crying on the phone to my mum, like, I don't think I could do this. And she was like, yes, you can. You have that baby. You give the baby to me.
That's exactly what my mum said.
Can I give the baby
exactly.
to her?
How about now? Now she don't want to answer no calls.
I hope she's watching this.
No, literally, my mum, before I got pregnant, I think my mum was convinced I didn't want to have kids.
Oh,
because she was just
and that's their biggest fear as well.
Yeah, because she was just like, what is this girl doing? Kind of thing. Like, what is the delay? And so then she literally, at the peak of her desperation, she was like, just have the baby. I will raise the baby. She was like, go off and do whatever with the pocket. Like, go and I will have all now. Where are you
even
raising?
trying to get
I'm raising me and mine.
Raising me and mine. That's literally what it is.
You're not
and that is a good point actually, because again, our whole thing is that we're creating a village, and as much as you do have a village, you literally are raising me and mine, because people can say no, and you can't be angry because it's your child.
Kids, yeah. Like, it's your kid, your responsibility.
You can't be like, no, you have to. Like, it's your child.
Exactly. And I think that's the hardest thing that I love being a mum. Like, I really, and I is crazy or whatever, but I love it. Like, I wouldn't trade it in for the world. It is my favourite version of myself.
Yeah.
I am obsessed with my daughter. I just think she's so funny. Like, she just brings me so much joy. Like, literally, when I feel down, I just look at her like my world. Like,
I love that she's going through a little I don't even know how to what phase can
rebellious,
I say?
naughty, tantrum.
No,
galore, terrible twos.
She's being creative. I love that she's emptying out everything.
Is. She's such a girly girl. So now her thing is like she loves like my stuff. So like she's always in my makeup bag, always wearing my shoes, like always in my wardrobe. Like she is obsessed with my stuff. But now she's discovered that she's like, hang on, I've got my own stuff. So now she goes in her drawers and she takes everything out, and then she brings me things and she's like, these on. And I'm just like, no. So the other day she bought like some tights and a random pajama top, and she was having a fit. Remember I said it in the group chat.
Yeah.
So Anaya was having an absolute meltdown because she wanted to.
No, she was stressed out.
She was proper stressed because she wanted to wear pajamas that were damp. She took them off the dryer and they were damp, and she wanted to wear them. And this was like Saturday was kind of chilly.
Yeah.
Not that I would let her wear damp pajamas anyway.
No, but you couldn't even like take it on the chin and just be like, you know what?
Exactly, I couldn't.
You should get a cold.
She was literally crying, and Anaya is relentless. Like that girl, when we tried to sleep train her, absolutely not, because she cried until thy kingdom come. Yeah, she don't stop. And she was proper like, these nammers, because she calls her pajamas nammers. And she was like, these nammers. She was proper crying. I ended up having to and this is why Nick says I spoil her, yeah, because she doesn't do this with her dad. But Nick was
they know who to do it
yeah,
with,
she
though.
Absolutely, she literally, when I try and discipline her, she laughs in my face, and then I start laughing because I'm just like, Anaya, no. And she's like, and she just starts laughing at me. So then I ended up putting on the heating
to dry it.
To dry it so that she could wear it.
Man, you've got to pick your battles. I get it.
I was just like, oh, do you know what? I can't. So then she put on the pajama top, and then that wasn't good enough for her. She went and got some red tights, and then she was like, these on. I was like, oh my God. And then she bought goggles. I was just like,
no,
oh
her
my God.
And those goggles are legendary.
She loves goggles.
She's literally rolling around with the goggles on.
All day. Like, she just loves goggles. And then like her princess dresses. She did. We went to like one lesson.
Yeah, did she
And
like
I haven't taken her back. Yeah, she did actually.
Yeah.
She did actually. But you know, there's so many things between flipping ballet and nursery. I'm just like, but I actually am very keen to make sure she's swimming. I do not want her to be like me. I want her to, and I want her to not fear water and to be able to swim and stuff. So
we've actually put that on my man and we've put Ishii back in.
Same. It's
we
really
should try
important.
and do it together.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. But yeah, she's just something else. Like, she's just the funniest little person in the whole entire world.
And I is so cute.
She's something else.
Cute. Our little mascots.
I know.
We definitely got to do something where we can bring them.
Oh yeah.
We can bring the kids and like
get
as much as brunch was so fun.
Yeah,
I think we definitely it is definitely in the plans to have an event where we can bring the kids and stuff. We just need to figure it out and decide. I guess they could tell us what they kind of would want to do. The community could tell us what they kind of want to do.
Exactly. Like, we're very open to the kinds of things that you want to do, and we can just facilitate it. But I love the mummy events where you can bring kids.
Because you ain't got to look for childcare.
Exactly, because looking for childcare is just so long. And just like planning in advance, and like, even though my mum said she would raise Anaya, and now I can't get her on the phone to save my life, but I need childcare. It's just like that. Sometimes you can't always plan that far in advance.
You can't.
So,
and things happen. Like, the other day I was supposed to go to some festival with my cousins, but my mum weren't feeling well. So that's just an L.
Yeah, exactly. You just can't go.
It was like, okay, can't go. Like, can't go at all.
What is, because I just think about some lengths of things, like if I really wanted to go. Do you know what? There was one time it was Rochelle's birthday.
Yeah.
I wanted to go so badly. It was brunch, isn't it?
Oh,
and I love like when we get together with our friends, because like it's always so much fun. If I could be around Vic, oh my God, I need to be there, kind of thing.
Vic is actually hilarious.
She's too funny.
She's so funny.
And so I called cousins.
You start calling people. I don't care if you cried the entire time.
Honestly,
you're there. I need to get there.
I tried everything. Like, usually I'll go to my mum first. That's my first. Then I will go to like my sister-in-laws.
Yeah.
Then I'll go to my sister. I even asked about my grandma. My nan is 85 years old. She's got no business looking after, a 1-year-old.
Yeah. I haven't done that yet. My sister, she has absolutely rinsed my mum. Like, she'll be like, yeah, Mum, I'm just... Like,
that's the thing when you're not first. You don't
she'll
get all
pop
the privileges.
up to my mum's house, and she'll be like, I should go and shop.
Just not return.
She doesn't return. For like, that's on a Friday. She will not return until Sunday, and she won't answer her phone. But I'm like, I've got bare of those things banked up. Like, I'm waiting for the day that I really need to bank it in. What I want to do is bank it in on, like, I'm going on a weekend away or something.
Yeah. Save it up. Save it. Exactly.
But yeah, no, I hear that going to lengths thing, because
sometimes you really want to go to the thing. Like, for the most part, I can just be like, okay, whatever. And I feel like when you become a mum, I've learned to not get too excited, because there's the possibility. And then I've got my things that are like staple things. I'm not missing that for shit, kind of thing. But
sometimes you got to lie and say it's a work event.
Yeah, exactly. I do that often.
Yeah. You're going to be like, it's a work event, please.
Yeah,
somebody needs to watch the child.
100%. Like, I do that quite often.
I do that a lot. I'd be like, I've got this work event.
Yeah.
Get it out.
Oh, just a couple of hours. Plus 5.
That's 5.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, no, I do. I think it's important to go out.
Oh, definitely.
And you don't have to go like to the club or do what me and Audrey are doing. But like, it's important to have time away from your child. It doesn't mean you don't like your child.
Of course
doesn't
not.
mean you don't want to be a parent. But you have to have some time for you. Even like married couples. The married couples that I always see together, or like boyfriend, girlfriend, everywhere they go, they're together. It's like, do you not want not even an hour?
Yeah, exactly.
Just to like think about your own thoughts.
Yeah, definitely. Just to scroll. Like, that's my favourite thing to do. And I see so many TikToks about that, where it's just like, oh, the kid's finally asleep. Like, you've got this long list of things that you want to do, but all you want to do is get in bed and scroll in peace without having someone snatch it out of your hand.
That happened to me the other day, actually. I put Ish to bed, and then I had all these things on my mind that I was supposed to do. I was supposed to iron. I was supposed to like prep dinner or whatever. And I sat on the sofa for so long scrolling that he woke up from the nap. Like 40 minutes later, I just see him walking out of the bedroom.
Oh my God, you know, Aisha, I do that so often. Like sometimes, like say Anaya's napping, she'll be on my chest or whatever, and she's in a deep sleep. I'm like, okay, go put her down and do the things you need to do. But I'll just be sitting there scrolling and then she wakes up and I'm just
and
like,
you're like, oh my God, the nap is done.
And then and now that's it. It's back to chaos.
Back to square one. Back to square one. The house is still upside down. You haven't sorted out dinner, nothing.
No, it's a hot mess.
You're just, it's parenting. Motherhood, isn't it? What can you do?
What can you do?
It is what it is.
What can you do? But I feel like we're gonna wrap it up. That's gonna be the end of the episode. Again, this was just a little teaser, intro, pilot. We want you guys to let us know how you like, you know, we want to, everything that we cover on Raising Me in Mind, we want to put it on the big screen, essentially. And
we might actually do Mum's the Word on here.
Yeah, definitely. So people can send them in and we can read them out. And yeah, absolutely.
We might do Mum's the Word on here.
We can definitely do it.
Or maybe like take one of them and like delve into it a bit more.
Yeah, definitely. That's a great idea.
But yeah, I think that would be good.
Yeah, I think we should definitely do that, because there can be a version of, look at us brainstorming on the podcast. I think there can be a version of it like that stays on the Instagram, and then a version where people can send it to us. And,
of course,
like you said, exactly. Yeah, I love that idea. But yeah, this has been fun. How do you feel that you recorded your own podcast for the first time ever? Not as a guest.
Do you know what? I'm actually in shock that we're actually doing this.
I know, it's crazy.
Because I can't believe how fast everything's happened. But I'm also very, very happy and grateful for the community we've built, everybody that engages with us. That you trust us with your thoughts, you know, your worries and stuff. And we're always like having conversations with people in the DMs and stuff. So keep messaging us. We'll still respond. We will always respond and stuff. If we see your DMs, we will. But yeah, it's just like surreal that we've created such a safe space, because I know I've never had, my journey to motherhood, I've not had a space where I felt like I can see me there, or I feel comfortable. Even getting advice from those people. So I'm very, very happy.
Amazing. Well, you did amazing. You should be very proud of yourself.
Thanks.
And we'll definitely be back. So make sure that you like, share, and subscribe.
Share.
And make sure that you're following us on Instagram. Make sure that you're following the TikTok page. There'll be loads more to come. But yeah, thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening, guys. Bye.